the next question is, why do you think this intersection fosters women-owned businesses?
Do you have ideas?
No. So I think it probably just starts with like a couple, and then whether it's intentional or not, you just see other women doing it, and then it just grows, you know?
I will say that I think there's one like major reason that I can think of right off the bat, and it's landlords.
Oh yeah, so
Because
true.
both the landlord for this building and the landlord for the building across the street are very invested in local people
That's
and
so
in small
true.
things. Now, that's partly because the spaces they have to offer are tiny and old. Yeah, so you have to sort of be willing to work with these old spaces, and they don't really want to get into business with people who want to like gut their old buildings and turn it into something different. They want to preserve the old spaces.
Right.
So partly these landlords are real people. It's two men.
Yeah.
But they're real people who, it's not like it's a investment firm from Florida that
Right.
you never see, that you just sign a contract with, and
I'm
they
so
invest in
grateful.
properties. It's like a real person.
Yeah.
And so that too, I think, when I first met with our landlord, he was like really personable and engaging, and like seemed to care about what business was going to go in and would that be a good fit for the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That like person to person interaction, I think, is really valuable to small women, small business owning women.
Small. Yeah. Yeah.
So I do think that makes a difference, especially
Yeah.
there are a lot of places like the Vintage or the new building that's going in on the corner where it's just a big corporation.
Yeah.
And for me, starting, it would have been totally daunting to feel like you're just like a cog, like you don't have a voice. There's no one you can sit down and talk to.
Well,
So-
right, and I think I don't know that what they typically fill, those big corporations, they don't, I mean, they've said it in district council meetings, like they don't fill those spaces with local businesses.
No,
Certainly
because
not
the
local
CVS
minority
pharmacy
businesses.
does not default on their bills, and
Right.
an insurance agent or I think they said Edward Jones, right?
Sure.
Like there's places that you know they're big enough, they're definitely going to pay their rent forever. Like this is what Gail had said about Starbucks, is that it's a great tenant to have because you know they're always going to have business. They, even if that location isn't successful, there are a million other locations. So your investment is sort of protected.
Yeah, it's totally low risk.
So these landlords who are willing to say, I'm not going to take an Edward Jones. I don't think that's the best for the neighborhood.
Right.
I'm going to give this opportunity to, you know, these crazy young ladies who want to put all their time and energy into making a store for the neighborhood. I do think that that's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
I also think the
I
fact
wish
that
there was more of that.
I don't need to. Yeah, good landlords. Something we need.
That is a perfect observation.
Yeah. I also think the fact that they're small and the fact that they're old means they're more affordable.
Yeah, well, more affordable as in like your rent is less, but also you don't have to fill as big of a space. Like it's less daunting to fill a small space. In fact, when I was originally looking at my space, I was like, all I need is the front space, because as we had talked about in a previous
It had been broken up
video,
into
it was
two
broken up into
spaces.
two spaces, front and back, and really I knew that I could manage with just the front because it was small and intimate, and like this was such a big risk to begin with that so much easier to just take a tiny little space and it'd be really cheap. But turns out I got the whole space, and here we are.
Okay, so I'm having some feelings.
Ooh.
And am I saying that women start businesses that are smaller and have less money to invest? Because it feels like that's what I'm saying, and I'm not sure that that's wrong, but that feels wrong to me.
Well, I don't know about you. Well, I do know about you, but I started my business with zero money.
Same, but why is that appealing to women and not appealing to men? Like where is this disconnect that I'm intuitively sensing that this is a more inclusive, comfortable place to start for you, for me, for Haley, for all the women that own businesses. I think that because they were small, it was a place that you could say, I want to try this, I'm willing to take a risk on this. Why isn't it equally shared between like women-owned businesses and men-owned businesses?
I guess I don't know.
I don't know either. That's what I'm saying. It seems like I'm saying that women start businesses that are smaller, and I don't know that that's necessarily true. So yeah, that's why I'm having feelings.
Well, there are a majority of businesses here that are like they're clothing stores, right?
Sure.
Clothing stores, I would imagine.
And gift stores probably are almost always
women. Like
I think Patina's on there.
Patina's owned by a man. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Owned by a man that I could be wrong, but owned by a man that was had an apprenticeship sort of with the woman who owned Below.
I'm pretty sure you're right because I've heard that story too. Yeah. Anyway, I think that this neighborhood is a place where people can take a chance. It's got a lot of traffic. It's got a lot of foot traffic. It has a lot of car traffic, but it's got these small spaces. Also, the community of like seeing other people doing it makes you feel like I can totally do that.
That's kind of where I was going originally. Was just like this feels like the right spot because there are other women already here doing the thing, so I can do it too.
Yeah, totally. I wonder if it's true for most like shopping neighborhoods, if they're mostly women-owned businesses.
I don't know. It'd be
It seems
interesting
like
to know.
it does seem like shops and salons, clothing stores, baby stores, gift stores, flower stores. It seems like they have to be a pretty heavy percentage of women ownership.
I would think. So those are the two things.
Perhaps it's not that unique to have a corner full of businesses owned by women. Maybe not.
It feels unique here.
It does feel unique.
Everybody's doing something very different. Even like the vintage shops, they're all very different.
Yeah.
And the three. I mean, everyday people is like
And the restaurants too.
consignment too. But
I mean, in a dream world, 50% of businesses would be owned by women, and it would just be
yeah.
everywhere. But we were just talking about doing a happy hour for women business owners in our neighborhood, and thinking about like what are our options if we wanted to frequent a bar or a restaurant that's owned by a woman. What choices do we have? Even there, we had good choices.
A couple. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't
We're
have
grateful.
more insight than that. Do you have more insight than that?
No, I think those two were good.
I do. I think that landlords who are personally engaged and willing to take a risk on people is a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I think that's not true just for women-owned businesses. I think that's true for the ability to start businesses.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We touched on this in our response to the Star Tribune article also. So
It's a conversation that needs to keep happening because people want to know. Maybe cities want to know, like, how do we maintain our local
and
flavor in businesses while you don't give all of your land to big developers.
And
How
we
about that?
are very invested in people being able to start businesses.
Yeah, very much.
Because we need fresh and new. We don't
Yes.
want more Bath and Body Works.
No, please no.
No,
No offense.
disregard to Bath and Body Works. but
Sure.
There's an abundance. We need other options.
We do.